This might surprise you. The most famous artists in history didn't rise to the top because they were the most original. They got there because they knew the right people. That's not just speculation. A massive study of over 80 modern artists, everyone from Kandinsky to Vanessa Bell, found that fame had less to do with artistic creativity and everything to do with who you were connected to. If you're an artist wondering why your work isn't gaining traction despite your talent, today's video might rewire how you think about success. Hey, I'm Hallie with Artsy Shark, and we help artists turn their passion into a thriving, sustainable business. And this topic, it's personal. Because if you've ever felt like your work is just as good as someone who's more well known, you're probably right. What's missing might not be talent, it might be connection. So let's talk about it. In 2018, researchers Paul Ingram and Mitali Banerjee analyzed the artist featured in MoMA's Inventing Abstraction show. Using machine learning, historical text data, and artist biographies, they looked at who was famous, how creative their work really was, and most importantly, who they knew. The key finding: originality didn't equal fame. The artists with the most connections, especially diverse international connections, were the ones that people talked about, wrote about, and remembered. Let's talk about these connections. First, there are strong ties. These are your close friends, mentors, and collaborators in the art world. Picasso and George Braque had strong ties. They invented Cubism together, meeting almost daily to share their ideas. Strong ties give artists emotional support, honest feedback, and a sense of belonging. They create tight-knit communities where artists push each other to try new things and refine their work. Many art movements throughout history started with a group of friends challenging each other. But here's where it gets interesting. The MoMA exhibition showed that weak ties, those casual acquaintances and distant connections, were often more important for launching artists to fame. Weak ties are like bridges to different worlds. When an artist knows someone who's not in their immediate circle, maybe it's a poet, a wealthy collector, or a gallery owner from another city, that connection can bring fresh opportunities that wouldn't exist in their close friend group. Take Kandinsky, for example. His weak ties to art collector Catherine Dreyer helped introduce his radical abstract works to America. Without that connection, his fame might have been limited to Europe. The research shows that just one strategic, weak tie can catapult an artist to fame. When Marcel Duchamp connected with art patron Peggy Guggenheim, it didn't just help him. He introduced her to dozens of other artists who became famous through her support. Artists who become super famous often experience what we would call a connection explosion. This happens when both strong and weak ties activate at the same time. Their artist friends are promoting them, critics are writing about them, collectors are buying their work, and galleries are showing it, all within a short time. Throughout history, certain places became connection hotspots. The Bauhaus School in Germany, Café Gerbois in Paris, and the Cedar Tavern in New York were like the social media platforms of their day, where artists could form both strong and weak ties. So what does this mean for aspiring artists today? The MoMA research gives us some clear steps. Nurture strong ties by joining artist communities and collaborating. Actively seek weak ties by attending events outside your usual circle. Position yourself where different creative worlds overlap. Be generous. Connect your connections to each other. Use social media as a modern way to create weak ties globally. Now, you might be thinking, I'm not a networker. I hate small talk. I'm introverted. I'm not going to go to gallery parties every week. Fair. Most of us aren't. But a network today doesn't have to mean clinking champagne glasses at Art Basel. It could simply be something like joining a Facebook group of other artists in your niche, reaching out to an interior designer on Instagram, starting an email newsletter and asking people to reply, teaching a local class, or meeting collectors face-to-face at a live show. It's about building real relationships, and they don't have to be fancy. One of the most fascinating takeaways from this study is that the artists who had the most diverse networks, meaning people from different countries, backgrounds, disciplines, were the ones who really stood out. Diversity in your network doesn't just help you meet more people, it fuels creativity. It exposes you to new styles, new problems, and new perspectives. Want to be more original? Talk to somebody outside your lane. That's how movements are born. That's how artists become bridges between cultures and not just echo chambers. Okay, but what if you're working full time, raising a family, or retired but busy? Building a network sounds like a lot. Here's some ways that you can make it more manageable. Schedule just one outreach task a week. Batch social posts so you have more time for real interactions. Pick just one platform to focus on. Don't do all the things all the time. Say yes to one event a month, even if it's virtual. It's not about collecting 5,000 contacts. It's about building 5 strong relationships that actually move the needle. Ultimately, this isn't about making mediocre work and then just schmoozing your way to the top. This is about making the best work you can, and then making sure people know it exists. Creativity still matters, passion still matters, but if you're pouring your heart into every canvas and no one is seeing it, that is more than a marketing problem, that's a network problem. So here's your reminder, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to talk to more people outside your circle about the work you're already proud of. Originality is important, but connection, that's what makes you unforgettable. Thanks so much for watching Artsy Shark. If you found this video to be helpful, please give us a like and subscribe to see more videos like this about the business of art.